It denotes a seeking after God in all we say and do. We are to hunger and thirst after what? His righteousness. I'm almost through. I ain't got but 2.5 pages, y'all. Y'all get with me before I sit down. Only God could plan such an event. I'm going to give you some things to think about on your way home. Let alone have the events turn out perfectly. You ever been planning something and you just wanted it to be perfect, and all of a sudden, what break loose? Only God could marry two extremes in one occurrence. Who but God could shed blood to create life? Who but God could use pain to bring healing? Allow justice to satisfy justice and accept rejection to restore acceptance. Some of y'all didn't get that. I'm going to say it again. God allowed injustice to satisfy justice and accept rejection to restore acceptance. Who but God could allow each and everything to come to such an evil act to accomplish a greater good? Who but God could transform an act of amazing love into such violence and then take that same violent act and transform it back into amazing love? You didn't get that, did you? Only God. Don't you find it interesting that the serpent who accomplished his greatest victory on a tree, I heard you say it earlier, he accomplished his greatest victory on the tree of knowledge and good and evil, right? And then would turn around and suffer his greatest defeat from a tree. The cross called Calvary. Isn't it funny? Have you ever thought about, as they're marching him up a hill, it's a mountain with two eyes in it, look like, and they call it the place of the skull, which represents death. He goes to the top of the hill, they hang him wide, stretch him high, he hangs his head and then he dies. And from that day forward, it's no longer called Golgotha, it's called Calvary, a place of eternal life. You're a bad man when you can transfer death into eternal life. Don't you find it funny that the first Adam surrendered to temptation in a garden called Eden? And the last Adam overcame his greatest temptation in a garden called Gethsemane. Everything we are is found in the cross. In the cross is salvation. In the cross is life. In the cross is protection against our enemies. In the cross is the infusion of our heavenly sweetness. In the cross is our strength of mind. In the cross is the perfection of holiness. In the cross, it's all in the cross. Somebody say in the cross. There is no salvation for the soul, nor hope in everlasting life, but in the cross. I love to talk about the cross. Everybody wants to take him down too quick. Therefore, take up your cross and follow me. Simon of Cyrene sees a stumbling, falling Jesus. He picks up the cross. He doesn't jump in front of Jesus. He said, Jesus, you go ahead, I'll follow you. That's what he calls us to do. He says, take up your cross daily and follow me. He bled and died for us on the cross. If we were with him, and if we share in his punishment, we shall also share in his glory. There is no way unto life and unto true inward peace but by the holy cross. The Hebrew word for intercession is paga, P-A-G-A, which means to meet. I'm going somewhere, y'all. And y'all part is almost here. Y'all ready to join in with me?
No.
In verse 18 of 2 Corinthians 5:18, he gave us the ministry of reconciliation. In other words, through our praying intercession, this is how we get the church folks fixed. We release the fruit of what he did through his act of intercession. We bring individuals to God in prayer, asking the Father to meet with them. We too have been given the ministry of reconciliation, whether for a person or for a whole nation. Y'all better be praying for Obama. Regardless of the reason, when we're used to creating a meeting between God and another human being, we're releasing the fruit of Christ, his work at the cross. Paga has happened. Jesus established the most important meeting on the cross. Here's where I need you to participate. Every time I mention one of these meetings, I need you to say on the cross. Can you say that loudly for me? Because when you get through saying that, I'm going to be sitting down. Mercy met judgment. Light met darkness. Humility met pride. Love met hate. Life met death. Now listen to this one real good. A cursed one on the tree met the curse that originated from the tree. The sting of death met the antidote for the resurrection. All the good guys won. The book of Psalms goes on to say, as I take my seat, arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for thou hast smitten all, somebody say all my enemies on the cheek. Thou hast shattered the teeth of the wicked, all such beauty, such ugliness, union, disunion, joining, and breaking, all on the cross. I'm thirsty this evening. I hunger and I thirst after righteousness. They took this man and took him from court to court. Couldn't find a thing. He never said a mumbling word. Somebody look at us wrong and we ready to cuss him out. They beat him until he was almost unrecognizable. My God. They clothed him in sackcloth and ashes. They threw a cross on his back and they marched him up a hill. He said, it's okay. He said, because if you nail me to the cross, it's all right. He said, but please, don't lift me up. He said, because if you lift me up, I'll draw all men unto me. I'm thirsty this evening. Is anybody else thirsty? I want to know if you're thirsty enough to go out this week and tell somebody about Jesus. I want to know if you're thirsty enough to stop being mad at your neighbor. I want to know if you're thirsty enough to go to your neighborhood and pray for those people in their houses and they get saved and delivered. I want to know if you're thirsty enough to go out with the preacher and evangelize the neighborhood around the church. I